Hi guys, it's Mrs. Hill. This is our third lesson from our book titled Antarctica. The author is Helen Coucher. Today we will look at pages 22 through 29. In those pages we'll take a look at a couple vocabulary words. We will also take a look at some different illustrations to help us with our story comprehension. What I want to do before we get to today's reading, we're going to do a little picture walk, as we'll use that to kind of summarize the first two lessons we've done. What I'm going to do is just use the illustrations to help you recall and remember what the first two lessons were about. So here the penguins are, and some seals. 3 different animals listed there that live in Antarctica that are featured in this story. Oops, I think I skipped an extra page. Nope, I thought I skipped a page, sorry. There's the emperor penguins. We met them. The male, or the dad, balances the egg on his feet. Here it shows all the dads, or all the male penguins, all huddled together in the cold storms with their egg on their feet, while the moms are out feeding at sea. And then it says danger lurks. Remember this guy? As much as I love that illustration, it's hard to imagine that a leopard seal is ferocious or mean, but that leopard seal, I like that illustration, but here the text tells us he's ferocious or he's mean. Here the female penguins, emperor penguins, return to their rookery. Remember the word rookery. That was a word that we featured, highlighted in the last part of our story. Here the babies were born. Here's more. I love this illustration with the color. So here the male penguin's getting ready to go back out to sea to find food. So here's the beginning of today's lesson. We're going to meet a new animal in our story. On page 22 and 23, we're going to find the word up at the top in our text. The word is pup. When I hear that word, I always think of a dog or a puppy, but the word is pup. Now it is spring in Antarctica, the sun is up, and a wattle seal gives birth to her pup. So this little seal pup is a baby, and evidently a seal's baby is called a pup. So I love these little faces on these guys. Here we go with some more penguins. They don't look to be as large as the emperor penguins, so we'll take a look at these guys. Here's a new penguin we're going to learn about. I'm going to pronounce this Adele penguins. Sometimes I'm always concerned I don't pronounce these names right, but this is a different type of penguin. On page 26, we're going to look at the word pebbles. Adele penguins come ashore to lay their eggs in nests of pebbles. Pebbles are like little rocks. So they make a nest out of little rocks. That's interesting. And on pages 28 and 29, pay particular attention to this illustration. You've got this big helicopter, and it looks like the penguins are kind of scared. So we have got a couple vocabulary words to take a look at. looks like on page 28, we are going to look at the word panic right here. Helicopters from a nearby base camp send Adele's running in panic, leaving their nests unguarded. What do you think's going to happen? They leave their nests unguarded. What do you think might happen next? That's as far as we're going to read today. We're going to go back to page 22 and read through page 29. Our questions that we're going to work on for today. Question number 3. What do the wattle seals do? So I think we previewed that the wattle seal, we meet them in the first part of our reading today. So we're going to pay particular attention to what do the wattle seals do. And question number 4. How are Adele penguins different from emperor penguins? So we'll have a sentence. We'll put that sentence together. We'll do both questions using, we'll restate the part of the question to begin our answer, and then we will plug information from our text in to answer that question. So we'll put that together, those questions together as we after we finish reading. When it is spring, the sun at last shines again in the Antarctic sky. A wattle seal climbs onto the ice to have her pup. The Adele penguins have also come onto the ice on their long journey to the rocky shore where they will lay their eggs. They pass the emperor chicks. So this must be the Adele penguin, and these are the emperor penguin chicks. The Adeles build their nest out of pebbles. They take turns keeping the eggs warm until the hatching. Just beyond the nesting place, some men have built a base camp. Suddenly, the Adeles hear a terrible whirling noisy helicopters. They panic and leave their eggs unguarded. So that's as far as we're going to read. We will start putting our answer together in just a second. I'm going to run and let my dog out. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go let the dog out. So anyhow, we'll look at question number 3. We are going to use information from our story to complete this question and answer. What do the wattle seals do? So on page 22, when it is spring, the sun at last shines again in the Antarctic sky. A wattle seal climbs onto the ice to have her pup. So we will use part of our question. What do the wattle seals do? We're going to use the part I have highlighted to begin your answer and use that as part of our answer. We're going to restate the part I have highlighted. By using that information, the wattle seals and we're not going to use the word do. I'm going to put a little line through it. The wattle seals blank. And I'm going to give you, I'm just kind of drawing some in there to let you realize. A wattle seal climbs onto the ice to have her pup. The wattle seals, and I think it would be perfectly appropriate. You can say climbs, you can say climbed. I think you just say climbs. The wattle seal climbs onto the ice to have her pup. Plain and simple on that one. This part is what we restated. And then this becomes our answer. The answer is information that we pulled from the text. So on page 22 is the information for that. I'm going to put a little note right here. Okay? You need to go back and review anything. So I think that should take care of questions 1, 2, and 3. And then our next question is question number 4. How are the Adele penguins different from the emperor penguins? So we're going to use, again, the highlighted part of the question to begin our answer. We're going to have to start our sentence with the word the, and we're just going to penguins. And I'm going to stick the word are in here. Are different from emperor penguins. We're going to use that transition word to tie the subject and the predicate together. And I always circle it. You won't be able to circle it using your document in your Google document. When we get back face to face, I circle it just to remind you that you always need that transition word when you tie the subject and the predicate together. So let's see. Let's remember that I keep mispronouncing this. I'm sorry. The Adele penguins are different from emperor penguins because, now if you remember, the Adeles build their nests out of pebbles. They take turns keeping the eggs warm until hatching. So they build their nests out of pebbles. The emperor penguins don't build a nest. Let's go all the way back this way. Here's the emperor penguin. The emperor penguin lays her egg in winter when it is dark both day and night. She leaves to feed at sea. While she is gone, her mate carefully nestles the egg on top of his feet for 2 months. So the emperor penguins don't build a nest. The Adele penguins do. So I think the Adele penguins are different from the emperor penguins because they build their nests out of pebbles. That's how I would finish that. I think we're going to use a second sentence. We're going to say the emperor penguins let's say the emperor penguins do not build nests. I do want you to type that into your document. It's a compare and contrast. When you see the word different, we're comparing and contrasting these two different types of penguins. So by using this second bit of information or the second part of your answer, just helps explain how they're different. So I think that nicely explains how they're different. I think this is just a neat book. So again, if you have any questions at all as you're putting together answers 3 and 4, you can message me through Remind. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. If you need to go back and pause the video or watch it again, that always works as well. So tomorrow is lesson 4. We'll finish up our book tomorrow and see how it ends. We'll have 2 questions to finish up tomorrow. So thanks a bunch.